What if I told you that the biggest threat to humanity isn't war, disease, or even AI? It's actually convenience, it's comfort, and it's the clever marketing convincing you to buy things that you don't need to impress people you don't even know. In that process, you slowly forget who you are. Let's talk about how materialism, commercialism, convenience, and marketing are quietly destroying us all, and what you can do to take back your life. In the modern world, it's easy to believe we're progressing. Technology is advancing, life is becoming more convenient, and products are more accessible than ever. But beneath the glossy surface of our consumer driven culture lies a deep and troubling truth. Materialism, commercialism, convenience, and manipulative marketing are eroding our very fabric of humanity. What we once valued connection, purpose, resilience, creativity is being overshadowed by an endless pursuit of more, faster, easier, and newer. At the heart of the problem is materialism, the belief that happiness and success are found in owning things. We've been taught, often subtly, that our worth is tied to our possessions: a bigger house, a newer phone, trendier clothes, and even more followers online are all sold to us as measures of success in life. But in reality, materialism is a hollow pursuit. Studies consistently show that beyond a certain point, more things do not bring more happiness. In fact, they often increase anxiety and dissatisfaction, trapping people in a cycle of comparison and desire. This mindset also distracts us from what truly brings meaning in life: relationships, experiences, personal growth, and contribution. We all accumulate stuff while neglecting our souls. We scroll through endless product ads instead of spending time with loved ones. We work overtime to afford luxuries, all while losing sight of what we're actually working for and what's actually important in life. Slowly, the pursuit of things begins to define our lives, and in the process, we lose touch with who we really are. Closely tied to materialism is commercialism, which takes it a step further. It's not just about valuing possessions, it's about structuring society around the buying and selling of everything. Commercialism turns even the most sacred human experiences into transactions. Weddings, friendships, holidays, and even identities are now marketed to be tapped and exploited. Everything is branded, everything is for sale. This constant push to buy and consume doesn't just affect our wallets, it shapes our values. We begin to see ourselves and others through a commercial lens. What can they offer? How do they present themselves? Are they marketable? Commercialism flattens our identity, turning complex human beings into consumers and content creators. The line between self worth and purchasing power blurs, and we become what we buy. Perhaps more insidious than materialism or commercialism is the cult of convenience. In a world where you can have food, clothes, or entertainment delivered with a click or a tap, we've come to expect life to be effortless. But ease comes at a cost. When everything is made convenient, we lose the opportunity to build patience, discipline, and appreciation. We no longer know how to wait, how to work for something, or how to be content with enough. Convenience culture breeds impatience and entitlement. It weakens our ability to deal with discomfort or uncertainty, both of which are essential for human growth. Hardship, once a teacher, is now being avoided at all costs. And without it, we don't develop the mental and emotional strength that previous generations relied on to survive and thrive. Instead, we choose the shortcut, or the easy way, but in doing so, we short circuit our own development. Driving all of this is the engine of marketing, which is an industry built on manipulating desire and our thinking. Modern marketing doesn't just sell products, it sells identity, belonging, and meaning. It convinces you that you're not enough as you are, but you could be if only you had this product. Marketing plays on our insecurities, our dreams, and our fears, turning every human emotion into an opportunity to sell. The result is a culture addicted to chasing fulfillment through consumption. People aren't just buying things, they're buying the promise of transformation: a better body, a happier life, a more confident version of themselves. But these promises rarely deliver. Instead, they keep us on a treadmill of dissatisfaction, always reaching for the next fix. And when we don't measure up, we feel it's our own fault, not the lie that we've actually been sold. Taken together, materialism, commercialism, convenience, and marketing form a powerful system that's reshaping humanity and the human experience. They encourage shallow living, focused on appearances, comfort, and instant gratification. They disconnect us from our deeper values, such as integrity, purpose, effort, and connection. And they normalize a life where consuming is the highest goal and being is just not enough. What's perhaps most troubling is how the system is invisible to many. It's woven into everyday life, reinforced by media, social norms, and even education. Children grow up in a world where they're being targeted by ads, taught to crave likes and follows, and being raised to believe that their values come from what they have, not who they are. Over time, we become passive participants in a machine designed to keep us distracted, divided, and dependent. So, what's the way out? It begins with awareness, seeing the system for what it is. Once we understand that we're being manipulated and numbed, we can begin to make different choices. We can practice intentionality, choosing what we buy, how we spend our time, and what values we pass on to others. We can start to disconnect from convenience when it robs us of growth and reconnect with effort and meaning. We can stop asking, "What can I get?" and start asking, "What can I give?" It also means reclaiming our humanity, building real connections, creating rather than consuming, being okay with discomfort, slowing down, turning off the noise, rediscovering the power of simplicity, honesty, and presence, maybe adopting a minimalist mindset. These aren't just countercultural ideas, they're survival skills for the soul. The truth is, the greatest threat to humanity may not be war, disease, or technology. It may be the slow, quiet decay caused by comfort, distraction, and greed. We are not machines, and we are not meant to live like consumers on autopilot. We are meant to struggle, grow, love, create, and connect. We don't need more things. We need more meaning. If this message resonated with you, don't just scroll on. Like the video, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear the truth. Drop a comment below. What's one habit you've changed to live more intentionally? Because in a world built to distract and divide, choosing awareness is an act of rebellion. Stay real, stay awake, and take your life back.